Okay, welcome everyone to the Cartographer Office Hours weekly meeting. I'm really glad to see you all. Let me share again. Here the link to the agenda and notes. Feel free to add anything you would like to discuss there. Starting by adding yourself to the attendees list. Bring your affiliation, please. If you don't have an objection, I can be a note taker today. All right. Great. Well, usually the first item in the agenda here is to review outstanding RFCs. Just like this. So I was wondering if there is any one of these proposals that you would like to discuss here.
We do have one RFC that we're trying to push through. It's blueprints, but I guess that kind of goes to my first bullet point down in the discussion topics is that there's been talk of dissolving the TOC and that we need a new governance model. And I think that would change the way we get RFCs approved. So I don't know what we should really talk. I don't know if we need to talk about blueprints. The blueprints RFC is out if you want to review it and add any comments, but right now we have no way of even getting that approved because we do not have a TOC.
Yeah, and I was planning on going over it in a bit, so I will go over it in the comments for sure. Hopefully today.
Cool.
Emily, you said that there isn't a TOC.
Right.
I'm pretty sure we just named. Did we? All right, now I need to like go back and double check. Did we get around to specifying by name the members of the TOC?
I believe that I had heard rumors that Scott was going to call a quick vote before Rawlings left to dissolve the TOC. But I haven't seen any action on that, so.
Yeah. In the meantime, I would imagine that if Scott supports blueprints, then that would unblock things. Because we don't need, there's no quorum for the TOC. He's also not here in this meeting. So.
All right, well, just for formality, I'll ask that we move common blueprint architecture into final comment period. Right, isn't that the next step? And then people have, I mean, we still, regardless, I'm asking that we go into final comment period, which means that the community has 1 week left to review it. And assuming we can get approval from TOC, then we'll merge next week.
Yeah, I do not have. I don't have any objections to that. I'd say in terms of my comments, I continue to see feed. I think that we should differentiate between blueprints that stamp out objects and blueprints that are parent, blueprints that are leaf nodes and blueprints that are not leaf nodes. Mm-hmm. And I continue to hear Rash say I'm on the fence about this, and I continue to see other people echoing my thoughts on that. The most recent was a developer advocate internal to VMware who spoke up about it, and it's unclear to me what will be necessary to get this to change. So that would be like my final comment. Is like I still think we should differentiate between leaf nodes and not leaf nodes.
Okay. Is it on the RFC at all?
No, that's a good point. I can put that into the issue.
Just so that we can at least have everyone can go put their opinions on that, since we don't have a lot of people here.
Just wondering, Washuma, what's the reasoning that you would want to separate those two out, in your opinion?
One, they do different things. You know, they're not really interchangeable. If you have a blueprint that stamps something out, there are fields that you would exclusively use, and if you have a blueprint that is a parent to other blueprints, there are fields that you would exclusively use. So that there are like these two sets of exclusive fields in the resource, and that seems like a smell like this is not one thing, this is two things. I don't remember from a user standpoint if there were pieces where it was like, oh, you kind of need to know the difference. I know Rash is, I've heard Rash articulate, and I can see the goal that he is advocating for, which is if you have a catalog of blueprints that you are going to pick and choose from in terms of building a new blueprint, then it's easier to just say like, oh, they're all blueprints. You don't need to know if this is a leaf blueprint or if this is a parent blueprint. They're just all blueprints and they do something. I think that's something that you would need like extra metadata on top of for. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there's a field in the blueprint where you just say like, this is what this blueprint is for, or this is what it does. That's something we expect to be external. But yeah, so, and that user is the operator. It's not the dev end user. It's the somebody who wants to be a blueprint author and wants to reuse other blueprints.
And then the parent blueprint under resources could mount both another parent blueprint or a leaf node blueprint.
Yeah. So yeah, right. And Rash's point is if they are the same, if they're the same resource, if they're the same kind, then you don't need to specify, oh, this happens to be a leaf, or this happens to be a parent of other leaves. You just say like, hey, get that blueprint.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay, thank you. All right. Regarding the blueprints, or is there anything else you'd like to discuss here? Okay. And in general, is there any other RFC that you want to point out here? Alrighty. Well, next up, a much lighter topic. Cartographer will be featured at the next Kubernetes Atlanta meetup. Link is there in the notes. If you can and are willing to attend, it's next Wednesday, I believe. Will be something like 7 p.m. Eastern. It's not the most easiest of the times, but that's the timing, and we appreciate that this community they invited us to share all about Cartographer there. Cool. Okay. Is there anything else you would like to share here or discuss?
If anyone will be at VMware Explore next week in San Francisco, I will be giving a talk on Wednesday on custom supply chains using Cartographer, amongst other customizations of a platform built on top of Cartographer, where 90% will be Cartographer based. So, yeah.
Super cool.
Nice.
What's the name of your talk, or will we be
Uh,
easily able to
custom-
find it?
Considering I have 5 sessions, this one is customizing Tanzu application platform to the extreme.
I
Okay,
will
I'll
look it
search
up
for
right
it and
now.
then
It's a
I'll
VMware
drop the
code
link.
session, and it will be posted to YouTube like the same day. A pre-recording will be posted to YouTube the same day.
Awesome.
And then all example blueprints will be shared that day on GitHub as well, publicly, for a bunch of different supply chains.
Wow, awesome. Thank you, Scott. Sounds great. I'll make sure that all the links are here in the notes. All right. If there's not anything else, well, thank you all for your time. Hope to see you next week.
Cool. Thanks, David.
Thank you.
All right.